I got it.
Okay. Are we live?
And we are live. Welcome to another exciting edition of the Nice Game Podcast, subsidiary of the Rinky Dink Bullshit Podcast, with your host, Superfly, John Lee, the podcast god, and my co-host to my left, Sean Johns.
What's up, No, hold on. You got to say it right. The Wrestling Encyclopedia, Sean Johns.
Now
Sir,
he accepts the name.
I've accepted the Wrestling Encyclopedia forever.
But only when it's between us. But whenever we say it on here, you're like, no, don't be calling me that.
Because
now
you
he's
keep
accepted it, guys.
Just shut up, Johnny. Go on.
And now, to my right here, we got the man, the myth, the legend here. We got Max Steele of the Northern Wrestling Federation.
Hey, how we doing?
Hell yeah. And then we got over here, to Sean Johns immediate left, we got referee. What's your name?
We forgot your name.
Referee Chumley Banks of the Northern Wrestling Federation.
Hell
Chumley
yeah.
Banks. Yes.
So, guys, we got a big weekend coming up.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
For the Northern Wrestling Federation.
That we do.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, the Northern Wrestling Federation is owned by Roger Ruffin, trainer of many big stars in the wrestling business. Braden Walker, a.k.a. Wildcat Chris Harris. The Prince Justice, a.k.a. the Monster Abyss. He gave us, believe it or not, Jillian Hall from WWE.
Yeah.
He gave us Carl Anderson, a.k.a. Chad Too Bad Allegra. So he's a great trainer in and of himself, Roger Ruffin. Northern Wrestling Federation, gave us lots of great stars. And Max Steele is on his way to becoming one of those, if I do say so myself.
That's right. So, what you doing this weekend, Max?
So,
Yeah, this weekend I am on Team Bryant. We're taking on Team Cat in a War Games match.
Whew. That sounds like it's going to be a exciting match right there.
yes.
It's going to be an exciting match. It's going to be violent. It's going to be what War Games is, It's
Yes.
We do have a little twist we're doing this year. We think the shark cages, while yes, they are cool, we think it'd be a little bit better to have ourselves handcuffs to the outside of the cage.
Now, that sounds fantastic.
There's going to be, there's going to be some pretty cool stuff happening. There's a lot of great matches on the card that night.
There are.
I want everybody to come out and watch them. Granted, selfishly, I want everybody to come see War Games just a little bit more. I have history with a lot of the men on Team Cat, except for Sinclair Octavius Bentley, SOB.
Yeah.
We've crossed paths a time or two, and he's seen exactly why they call me the Savage Max Steel. I've had matches with Nick Ultima and Beck Reeves, and hasn't worked out in their favors like they thought it would. Wildcat Chris Harris, also one of the trainers over down there at Bone Crushers.
Hell yeah.
So, a lot of history. But Anthony Bryant hand chose me for a reason to be on his team.
I mean, look at you. You're a beast. We saw you at that Battle War at KWF, and you stood out among all of them.
I appreciate that.
Yes,
man.
you did.
Who better to have on the War Games team than you?
I apologize for our podcast colleague, Calamity Jane, if she hit you too hard with her forearm.
Oh no, it's fine. I gave her a little turnbuckle shot to.
I mean,
to get back
sometimes
to
you
the
got
forearm.
to.
Yeah.
Calamity Jane wasn't planning to be in the Battle Royal that night. She's just, Dale Bass just kind of came in like, it's open invitation, so jump on in.
Yeah, well, she hit me pretty hard, but
Yeah.
But you had to make sure she knows you're Max Steel, and you're not going to just roll over for her
No,
just because
no,
she's
no.
a lady.
no.
Yeah, that's right.
Step in the ring with the Savage. You get the savagery. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Oh,
Plus, even she said when she turned around and saw you, she was scared. But she
She's
wasn't going
like,
to back down, she said.
She's like, I got who I'm going after right now.
But yeah, that's the point. This War Games match, there's bad blood there.
There is. But, as much as I'm happy to be in this match really isn't about me. It's about, Wildcat Chris Harris and Anthony Bryant. And, this match is for the I almost said contendership. I apologize. For the commissionership. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
For the commissionership of the NWF. Anthony Bryant right now is the current commissioner. Wildcat Chris Harris stepped down to about a year ago to take on James Cross.
Yep.
Who's also in a pretty big match this Saturday coming up.
Nice.
And from there, a lot of the wrath of Anthony Bryant, is brought. Wildcat Chris Harris has brought it on himself, and there's no way to keep this match one contained.
Exactly.
Two, this match needs to be something big.
Yeah.
So, these two don't like each other.
It's not just okay, we got a War Games match. Let's draw names out of a hat.
Yeah, this is
Team 1 is such and such and such. Team 2 over here. No, it's everybody's. It seems like in the War Games always has something against somebody. It's not just we're here. We got nothing better to do. No,
especially with these two, because you got the former commissioner who stepped down a year ago.
Yep.
And now he wants his position back.
Yeah.
And you got the current commissioner who's going to try his best to make sure that this guy never comes back to that position.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now, if I was a betting man, which I am, I'm putting all my money on Anthony Bryant.
Definitely.
Especially because of the team we have. I mean, we have not just me. We have Titan and Sean Evans. We have Into Madness. They are a force of a tag team to be reckoned with. I'm glad. I will say that I'm glad I'm on their side. And I'm not standing across the ring from them. They are two big, mean SOBs, and and not taking away from Team Cat at all. You have two former Unified champs, and Beck Reeves and Nick Ultima. I believe Beck Reeves is a 2-time Unified champ.
Correct, yes.
And then SOB, Tri-State, Tri-State champ.
Tri-State champion.
Wildcat Chris Harris, TNA legend. I will say that, I'm not going to fangirl.
Record for the most times held of the NWA tag titles across the thing, 7 times.
That's true.
So they have some forces to be reckoned with on their side,
they are.
Like I said, Wildcat Chris Harris, TNA legend, he's been to WCW, he's he's been around. He's been around the block. He's not somebody to take lightly, but
again,
neither is Team Tony.
Exactly.
Neither is Team Brian. And so we're gonna go in there. We are called the Perfect Alliance for a reason.
and that's a good name because that really does say what y'all are. Because when y'all go in there, I'm sorry to say, Wildcat Chris Harris, he's gonna have to keep an eye on y'all, because when y'all are all locked inside a cage and that match finally starts, I think that his team's cooked.
And that's the thing, about War Games is, I think a lot of people forget the match doesn't start till the last person enters
That's
the ring.
right.
Exactly.
And so it's about the long game, and I think Team Brian has it.
That's right, because once it does start, y'all gotta remember, when y'all enter that cage, there's a long interval before that match finally has the bell ring where it can start. So when y'all are dishing out the pain, Wildcat Chris Harris, he should be counting his days, because I think y'all gonna be schooling them when y'all finally get that match to start.
If I have it my way, we would have, especially if Anthony Bryant has it his way,
Right.
he will be the current and forever be the commissioner of NWF.
Is there going to be a coin toss? Who gets the advantage?
Basically how they always do it.
So basically, that one, I'm gonna chalk that one up. That one's above my pay grade.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
I get paid to be put in the ring and be a savage. Be a savage monster, be a beast,
Okay.
and just beat people down.
That's right.
That works for me.
But I also want to highlight, the whole card for that night. Not, just my match. You know, we got the young upstart Michael Montana, and you know the lariat Luke Larson.
Nice.
You know, Luke Larson, was unified champ. You know, about a year ago. Not, you know, maybe not even that. 300-day reign. You know, you're a champ for 300 days. May not seem like a big number, but it really
It is.
And he was a champ for a reason. You know, we also got. I also want to highlight the main event for that night. You know, you got King Nasty, Roy Russell. You know, he's our heavyweight champ with right new Andrew Reed, who, you know, beat 7 other men in a Thunderdome match. You know, to earn that spot at Sizzler, we have a ladder match for the Tri-State title, which is going to be a good one. You know, we got, you know, Big Dollars, Chris Demise. You know, you got the Daredevil Pennsylvania Smith, the Vest in the World AJ Vest. You know, the Vestal Kobe Kane. Last but certainly not least, you know, he's a 2-time Tri-State champ. He hopes to become, you know, he's going to fight and claw to become the 3rd time. You know,
Hell yeah.
He is as he would tell you, he's the king among men and God among kings. James Cross. You know, they all have something unique and different they bring to the match. 100%. You know, we have a stretcher death match. You know. We have a women's tag match, that's going to be exciting.
And all these matches are fire.
Yeah, I mean, we have a masked versus career match. We got Star Rider versus Joshua. Yeah, and then, you know, we have a lights out match. That's going to be an interesting one to watch.
Hell yeah, it will be.
Pompano Joe versus DC, which 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, Pompano Joe beat DC to become NWF heavyweight champ.
Summer Sizzler main event.
Summer Sizzler main event, not even 2 years ago. So I think this is history, you know, repeating itself.
That's right.
You know, hopefully DC just doesn't feel the same way, but, you know, I mean, there's just so many great matches on the card. That women's tag, you know, highlight that a little bit more. You got Nikki Victory and Big Mama tagging versus Riley Matthews and Selena Dean. Yeah.
And just think, Big Mama, that is a star right there. A lot of people don't give her credit, but this woman has conquered many, many women over the course of her career.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I will say, you know, give credit because Big Mama is our champ. You know, she's been on NWA. You know, every woman except for Riley Matthews has been the NWF Women's Champ in that match. Right now, Riley Matthews is I hope I'm saying this correctly, PGWA Women's Champ.
She is.
And I think she's going to take the fight to Big Mama, honestly. And, you know, when time and push comes to
Drew
shove.
Browning, what's up, buddy? Sorry, he's one of our fans.
No, you're fine.
We got a live chat here, so.
Yeah, there's a live chat going right now.
Yeah.
Let's Play Doctor said hello.
Tell him I said hello.
Okay. Hello, doctor.
Yeah,
That's right. But
yeah, like I said, that the whole card. There's probably so many other matches that I'm skipping, and I'm not purposely. Oh, I can't forget about one of the biggest tag titles on the line. I almost forgot that. That would have been terrible.
yeah, that would have been terrible.
The veteran Jack Vaughn, the dead ringer Aaron Williams.
That is a fucking great tag team together.
Take on the Hollywood Blondes. You know,
And that's also a great tag team too.
yeah. I think the Hollywood Blondes have been held the tag title for basically a year now. Coming up on a year. Coming up on a year. They won it They won it back from the Nasty Dynasty of Royal Russell and Sir Destiny. You know, last year Summer Sizzler at Thomas More Stadium. You know, home of the Florence Y'alls. Giving them a shout out there too.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, just great. I mean, Chumley Banks over here can probably, you know, tell you he's the history guy, man.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, he's reffed a lot of matches, so he's been there for a lot of them.
Yes, he has.
Yes, I have.
How long have you been reffing for NWF?
Reffing, I am coming up on 3 years next month.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. You're getting your reps in.
Yeah, I'm coming up on about 400 matches pretty soon.
Nice. That's a good number too.
Yes, it is.
It shows that you've been dedicated to this.
I try my best to dedicate myself to this.
Hell yeah, brother.
Every single week.
So, how long have you been with the NWF?
So I've fun fact, I've been training for 2 years. I have my 1 year of of being in the ring of wrestling was August. It's August 6th.
Nice.
So it'll be 2 years at the end of this month.
Nice.
That I've been with the NWF in total with training.
Heck yeah. But it felt like when I was watching you at that Battle Royal, it felt like you've been inside the business a lot longer than that. Yeah, just from watching you and how you was inside that Battle Royal. That was KWF having the best talent inside that ring. And you were proving that you're one of the guys that he should be definitely looking at more often.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I give most of that credit to my trainers. Pompano Joe being one of my trainers, Roger Ruffin, Wildcat Chris Harris. I have to give him credit where credit's due, even though he's going to be across from me.
That's
the ring
true.
on Saturday. There's a few others that have come along and trained me and kind of taken the time to sit down with me.
Heck yeah.
A lot of it's been a big wrestling in general. It's been a big learning curve. I came from doing other sports, football, amateur wrestling, baseball, mixed martial arts.
Nice.
So it's been a big transition.
That's
honestly.
kind of like our guy Omega. He started out doing Muay Thai and all that before he became a wrestler. And he's going back to doing it because he loved it so much as well.
Yeah. Takes a different beast to do mixed martial arts. I enjoyed it. I really did. Still do to this day.
Nice.
Every once in a while, I'm thinking about popping back into my gym here soon and getting back to doing some of that.
Hell yeah.
Nothing crazy, not competing, just training and just doing that more of a workout than anything.
And nothing wrong with just getting us out there and doing a little bit more training because you could add that to your wrestling.
100%. 100%.
Like, you're also PWA. What is the championship that you're holding right now?
So, I'm not their champion yet. It is the Honor Championship. It's the Honor Championship. Sorry, my memory sometimes ain't the greatest. It's the Honor Championship. So that picture you see is after I beat Cyrus Riley.
You held it up.
I held it up.
To prove that you're going to take it.
To prove I'm going to take it at the very end of this tournament. I'm going to be the Honor Champion. And
Nice.
There ain't nothing anybody can do to stop me.
Especially the people that's inside the tournament.
No,
Nobody's going to stop you.
I tell people it's nothing personal, it's business. I got to do what I got to do. So they're just stepping stones in my path of greatness, and my path right now for PWA is becoming their Honor Champion. I'm going to step on whoever I have to.
That's right, because you saw gold and you want that gold around your waist.
100%. And I don't know who I'm taking on in the second round of the tournament yet. The next show, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I'll be corrected later if I'm wrong. We'll continue the first rounds. I do know that I will be taking on Jacob Ratliff, though.
Oh, that's going to be a hell of a match right there.
That's going to be a hoss fight.
Yeah, because, down there they call me the Hillbilly Exterminator. I've taken out all the hillbillies down there so far. I told one guy, Hillbilly Billy, I told him it's time for him to take the boots off and burn them, and never step back foot back in the wrestling ring. And I meant everything I said. He had to call on Jacob Ratliff because he couldn't, because man's too much of a coward to fight his own battles.
Of course, he had to call in no good Jacob Ratliff.
And you know what? And I'm not looking past Jacob Ratliff because, down at KWF, I got to check him on again. I'm not looking past him because he's the champion of EWA for a reason. He's not going to be an easy.
Yep.
Very true.
I'm not looking at him thinking, it's going to be easy. I'm going to walk right through this guy. I know it's not going to be easy, but, also, Ratliff's never stepped in the ring with somebody like me before. I've gone back. I watched some of his footage. Like I said, I'm the Hillbilly Exterminator down there. I'm the Savage Max Steel elsewhere.
That's a good name, too.
Yeah.
It shows what you're going to do to your opponents.
Yeah. I'm gonna do what I got to do to win at the end of the day. This is Max Steel's me. You know what I mean?
That's right. It's your time. And Jacob Ratliff, if he's inside your way, he's going to get mowed down just like everyone else.
Yeah.
And you're going to get that title because you believe it and I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people that believe it too, because you're gonna mow down every opponent that they put inside your way, and when it finally comes down to just you and the guy that is trying to keep that title, you're gonna walk through him too and take that title, and you're gonna hold it around your waist, because that guy's gonna realize who Max Steel fucking is.
Yeah, 100%. I've walked through and this is probably a terrible joke to make. I've quite literally walked through fire to get to where I'm at. That's kind of why you see why my skin is the way it is. So,
But that also shows that you didn't let that hold you back.
No,
It was something that you went through and dealt with.
Now, if anything, that actually gave me more motivation than anything to kind of kick it into gear and get into wrestling. Because before that, I was still doing the mixed martial arts thing casually. Not necessarily competing, but at that point, but was just kind of slopping around.
Yeah.
I went to an NWF show, which was actually in Swan City Brewery in Fairfield, Ohio, which was the show before Summer Sizzler. I went to that Summer Sizzler. I watched that show. I watched a lot of great matches that night. That's the one where Palmano Joe beat DC for heavyweight, and I said, all right, I'm convinced I'm in. And I went down and, signed up. Been going on since.
And you mentioned about the fire thing. I didn't even know that until now.
Yeah. I use it as part of my story to inspire. I'm not trying to be some inspirational guy, but also too, like I said, I quite literally walked through fire. I was at a bonfire and it exploded 2-3 years ago now.
Wow.
Where we're 2025 now.
Yep.
So yeah, about 2 years ago.
It's crazy.
6 months of spent. I want to say maybe 2 weeks in the hospital. And then after that, went home healed. Got the clear from my doctor to start wrestling training, and that was in August. From there on,
And that shows that you wasn't going to just wallow about all that.
Oh my God.
You found the motivation to continue doing what you want to do. You didn't let it hold you back.
yeah, 100%. Like I said, not trying to be some big motivational speaker, but because I'm also not going to tell everybody that go through a tragic accident, join the wrestling business, it'll work out for you. Because that's just not the case.
Exactly.
This business is hard. I've only been doing it for, like you said, I've only been working for a year, training for 2, and I can tell you it's mental for me a lot of times. I'm like, I wish I could do this, do that. Sometimes that's not the case. So I'm not meant to do this or do whatever.
But what people need to also understand is that the ring is not soft. You're being dropped down onto boards every time.
Yeah.
If they think they're soft, then they ain't been paying attention.
Well, people think it's so easy.
And go.
I encourage you to stay at home and sit on the couch and watch.
That's
it.
right.
Exactly.
Because it's physical. I mean, even our referees, like he's taking a few spills. And
Taking quite a few. It is one of
What
the
gets
worst,
me
but
is
best feelings.
people
yeah.
think being a referee is just throwing on a striped shirt, or now they're
How wrong they
the
are.
design of the company, but mainly a striped shirt and having and just counting to 3 or whichever. I'm like, no, because I've heard this saying, a bad referee will make a great match shitty. A good referee will make a bad match better.
That's right.
I 100%
I'm probably
stand by that.
I've ruined that statement, but it's a thought that counts.
But it's the truth, because a referee is doing more than just counting the pin. There's a lot that
yeah.
goes into it.
And there's
A lot of people don't understand
I've
that.
heard times there's referees calling the matches because both opponents are not up to snuff, so the referee's calling the match. I had a guy being a referee, and he was calling the matches for the guys. Stuff like that when I did some training a few years back.
which is true because a lot of times there are referees, they will be on point when the wrestlers are not paying
Very
attention
true.
because they're too busy fighting each other and they forgotten what their time is.
Sometimes the referee,
Referee's gonna be like,
guys,
come on.
go home. Then they'll have the IFB in their ear, or they get a thing from somebody at ringside or whatever saying,
Speaking of Jacob Ratliff,
Yeah.
you were mentioning him earlier and he's tuning in.
"Hey, Jacob Radcliffe, what's up, buddy? How are you, sir?"
Hey Jacob, he says he's gonna mow you down just like he's gonna do everyone else at tournament. Jacob, I don't know. I think you got your work cut out for you during that match at PWA with him.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy for either one of us. Like I said, I'm not looking past Jacob Bradley. I don't ever look past any of my opponents.
That's
no matter
right.
what.
You shouldn't.
I mean, like I said, I ain't been doing it too long, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some 10-year veteran because I'm 100% not.
Jacob said, "The ring ain't sweet. Normal humans don't know what it is like to be dropped and slammed in the ring." That's right.
Very true.
Very, very
Jacob
true.
Radcliffe.
That is very true. Like they think because they're watching at home, when they hear the ring making a noise that somehow a trampoline.
That's the biggest one I've had people ask
Yeah.
me if the ring is a trampoline. I go,
Yeah.
I wish. I'd probably feel a lot better.
Exactly.
I wish it was a trampoline.
Exactly. Because me and Sean have helped set up the ring, and there's no
Man.
trampoline to it.
I
It's
started
sports.
making a joke. I said, "Wait a minute, this ain't no trampoline."
Yeah,
Just being a smart ass, but I 100% know.
There's a trampoline. I mean, flips. You mean flips and jumps? I'd be doing. They wouldn't be able to tell me. Wouldn't be able to tell me nothing.
Exactly. And plus the ropes, they ain't just regular ropes. You're running elevator cables. So when you're
Oh, yeah.
having to run the ropes,
Or
you're
if they're
basically getting
ropes.
greased from that too.
The ropes of. I mean, I don't know if you can see too well. It's kind of dark in here. I got rope burn for I grabbed the
Yeah.
Yep.
held onto the rope.
Yeah.
With my match with Michael Montana, I grabbed under.
Right.
I felt it almost immediately, but
Exactly.
I've also seen rings where you just better be like, "Look, just take me out in the parking lot, slam me on the ground there. It's a lot softer than the ring." I've taken bumps in rings where I'd rather just go out in the parking lot, take a slam there. It's a lot softer.
Exactly.
There were just like people think it's so easy. I said, "Get in the ring, run the ropes for 2 minutes. You will not love that. You will
no.
have a new."
My favorite thing I heard before and why I joined it, while I've been in the business is if wrestling was easy, everybody could do it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right.
That's a great saying.
I have that training scene. I mean, maybe even Chumley can. Oh, sorry, maybe even Chumley. Yeah, he had to be closer. Maybe even Chumley Banks here can probably tell you. I've seen maybe since I've started, like maybe 50, 60 people kind of walk in. Maybe 6 of those people stay because
Yeah.
they realize it's not
Yep.
easy.
Over about the last 3 years of my training,
Yeah.
I've seen so many just come and go.
Exactly.
Only a few have stayed, and look at them now.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them that come in there and they think, "Oh, it's gonna be easy. There ain't nothing to this wrestling. I can do it."
Yeah.
And then
I've
they
seen
take
it
that
on
first
TV.
bump, and as soon as they take that
Or-
first bump, they're crying.
Even running the ropes, because people think, "Oh, the ropes is easy. You swing back. You throw yourself into steel cables. You ain't bouncing back."
And also, some of them forget to throw the arm around that top
yeah.
rope.
They think they know everything.
Yeah, I mean, just speaking of trainees too, I want to shout out the Northern Wrestling Federation's Future Stars division. You know, as somebody who
Beat me to it, yeah.
as somebody who appreciates it, as somebody who's still currently in the Future Stars division, I'm not, but you know, you got guys coming up like Crazy Carl.
Nice.
You know, he doesn't believe pigeons are real.
That guy's a psycho.
He's a nut job. You know, we got Manjai, we got Jesse Sky, Juicy Jesse Sky. I mean, I'll throw his moniker.
Got the Hidden Gem wrestling this weekend. The Hidden Gem Denver Drake.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's taking on Alex Hayden this weekend at Summer Sizzler. You know, actually, fun fact: me and the Hidden Gem started around the same time.
Yeah.
Obviously, we chose 2 different paths. He chose the, I guess, rainbow and sunshine path, if you will.
Yeah.
But,
True.
The way of the quote-unquote hero.
Yeah, the way of the quote-unquote hero. Yeah. But, I'm not forgetting anybody. I hope I'm not. Oh, yes, I am. El Nino,
Nice.
El Nino, and then Milo Fisher.
Milo Fisher, yes.
Not that they're not memorable. I have the worst memory known to mankind.
Yeah, that's all
I'll tell you
right.
that right now. I think that's most. I think that's all.
That
the
is
future
most
stars.
of our newer Future Star trainees.
Hell yeah.
They're killing it.
They are. I mean, every week, every Bone Crusher show. I mean, heck, even every week, man, they're going out there and they show why they want to be here.
Even in training, they are busting their butts.
Yeah.
And that's what
Week
you
in,
want
week
from a
out.
trainee, is that they want it. Because there's a lot of people that come to train and they don't want it once they take that first bump or they run that first rope. But when you got those people that want it, then you got the future coming in there.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
That's what they are.
And,
Someone I've been around even as a child before I even started training. I've been around a lot of the NWF shows. Right now, the Future Stars division is hungrier than ever.
I love
The
that.
future's bright.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
the
talking about.
Gotta wear
Right.
shades. And speaking of which, Jacob Ratliff said, I do have a lot of respect for Max. He has been trained by some of the best. He has done MMA training. Max is a hoss that can move at a scary speed. Max Steel versus Jacob Ratliff is a blockbuster match. Book
Yes, it is.
Promoters, book this match.
I mean, yeah, Jacob Ratliff, like I said, is not somebody I'm taking lightly. He's a hoss himself. We're gonna,
Yes, he is.
as a term I've heard too, a big meaty man slapping me, or we're gonna beat.
Big E would like that.
We're gonna beat the heck out of each other. And, once again, if I have it my way, which I hope so, I'm gonna be the one walking up my head with my hand in my head held high.
That's right, because you're the one that wants that gold.
I want the gold.
I mean, you've already proved that you want it. You got that picture on there that shows that you want that towel, and that if there's anyone in front of you, they best hope that they get out there alive, because you're going to mow them down, and you're going to make sure that you're walking out with the title when the time comes.
100%. And also, too, switch gears back to Sizzler, there's a scramble match going on, and we mentioned one of the future stars, Denver Drake, being on Summer
Nice.
Sizzler. Not that I forgot, but El Nino is going to be in that scramble match, and he's one of the future stars. Said future's looking bright for him.
Nice.
I will say, and I don't want to drop like big other companies. This is our WrestleMania. I mean, this is what a lot of us work and work and work and work. Year to for a whole entire calendar. For a whole entire year, just to be like, hey,
Just
like,
earn our spot.
earn our spot. And it's you have to earn it, and that's
Damn straight.
I do live by. Once again, people probably going to hear it and go, "Oh, what is this? What does this green boy know?" But I do believe that in wrestling doesn't owe you a single thing.
Damn straight.
We are lucky to call ourselves professional wrestlers, and that you earn everything. You don't deserve anything. If there's guys like I listen to, like The Undertaker's
Yep.
podcast, even he says all the time, he didn't deserve anything. He had to earn everything. And
Damn straight.
coming from a guy like that, I live by that. I don't deserve to be in War Games. I've earned that spot.
You did.
Anthony Bryant said, "Hey, you earned this spot, kid." But he goes, "And I need the Savage." So he goes, "I don't need anything. I need the Savage. I need somebody who's going to help me win." Every single person on this card has earned their spot, and nothing should be taken away from anybody, whether I care for them or not. I don't. And there's a lot of people on the card that don't. I've run into. I really don't care for.
Exactly.
But
I'll keep my unbiased position on that as an official.
Yeah, because as a referee, you got to be unbiased, because if
Gotta.
you start showing favoritism,
And then also, too, I want to shout out our referees because they are all awesome. You got Chumley Banks. You got
Appreciate that.
You got Mama Scraps. We call
Nice.
it. You got Ollie. Mike Green,
Mike Green.
Joey. Those are the referees I ran into in the NWF for a minute. And they've killed it. They kill it every week just as much. Like you said, they're just as important to the show as everybody.
that's I'm
I'm in a firm believer that everybody from not that security's like the bottom of the pole, but for security up, security keeps us safe too.
They do.
It would take me forever to go through the list of security guards we have, but I hope they listen. They hope they know that we, if they don't feel appreciated, that at least somebody appreciates them, because there's been plenty of times fans have taken swipes at me, and
yes, there has.
Security's been there to stop them.
Sometimes security just has to take one to the face. So,
That's true. Sometimes.
for the wrestlers.
But that's the thing, is people don't understand that's not just the wrestlers that's making the wrestling show go together well. You got the producers, you got the backstage talent, you got the head honcho, you got referees, you got security, you got even more than what people realize.
Yeah, you got. There's a lot that goes into it. Like I said, I just want to try to shout, especially with Sizzler season coming up. Sometimes, as somebody who last year wasn't on the card, in a technical sense. I mean, I was a lumberjack last year for Chiron in DC, but for somebody who wasn't on the card last year, not that I didn't feel appreciated, because I'm grateful for everything I get. I'm grateful to be even put on gear, or even put on a security shirt and say I'm a part of the NWF, because the NWF, Northern Wrestling Federation, man, illustrious history, like you said, so many great things to come out of it. But sometimes some of those people might feel like a little diluted at times. But I think they should know that even coming from a mean SOB like myself, they are appreciated.
That's right.
Even when I do push them to the ground, tell them get out of my face.
Hey, sometimes you gotta show them a little tough love.
Yeah, tough love. That's everybody from, like I said, it goes from everybody from the back. This doesn't happen without them.
Even Kentucky wrestling's John Cena of Kentucky said that NWF is the place to be. Chucky Smooth, he said that he loves Northern Wrestling Federation just as much as he did Mountain Wrestling Association. It's the place that he loved to go and work all the time.
And you got to give that up to the mad scientist. I call him a mad scientist, Roger Ruffin. He's been doing this since forever.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, I don't even remember the date. I probably should, but he's been doing it.
He's been doing it a long time, longer than I've been alive.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a lot longer than I've been alive.
So he's doing something right.
Damn straight.
And he's kept his company relevant. Which is hard to do at times.
About 3 decades. Yeah.
3 decades.
Yes, because he puts in the work. That's something that a lot of promoters could learn from.
Yeah, last show, Thunderdome. Not last show, but, Thunderdome. Only thing Roger Ruff has done that I didn't like was he rehired that no-good dirty Wildcat Chris Harris. Referee Chumley Banks over there can't agree or disagree. He has to stay neutral. But the only time Roger Ruffin made me a little bit upset, because, the commissioner said something, and, whatever.
Exactly.
It is what it is. But he put us in a War Games match to determine who's the real commissioner. And like I said,
that makes it legal for what you're going to do to Wildcat Chris Harris then.
It does. Else. And that's why I got to make sure that man doesn't have a job after summer. Summer Sizzler.
That's right.
So that's what that comes down to. And like I said, I keep talking about Summer Sizzler and NWF just because I'm excited. But also want to highlight we have 2 other shows coming up right after that.
Yep, you do.
The fallout or the Aftermath. Thank you. Couldn't find the word there for a second. Fallout / Aftermath. Summer Sizzler, Swan City Brewery, August 23rd. Yeah, sorry, August 23rd, Fairfield, Ohio. You'll see a lot of.
Oh, you poor thing.
What, Fairfield, Ohio?
Yeah.
He's from Ohio.
I'm from Hamilton. I was born in Hamilton, kind of sort of raised between Hamilton and Fairfield, so I make fun of Fairfield a lot.
Yeah, well,
it's.
I couldn't tell you. I think referee Chumley Banks here is from Hamilton and Fairfield.
Oh, you poor thing.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm from San Francisco, so I couldn't tell you what that's like.
It's a town that exists.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
I don't. You know what? I don't mind going there too much. The people are smelly and the.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't like going there. I don't know why I lied to you guys.
The only thing I like about going to Fairfield is leaving.
Well, I can.
I feel you.
And then we're in St. Bernard at the St. Bernard High School.
That week, yeah.
That week, the weekend after. That is the 30th.
I believe that is August 30th.
That's
yes.
August
Nice.
30th.
That'll be our last show.
Yeah, that'll be our last show of August. And then during that, you'll see a 30-man over the top rope rumble? Question mark. Is it not a 30-man? I know there's a
believe it.
rumble.
I know it's some kind of rumble. I believe it's some kind of battle royal rumble.
Yes, I could be wrong.
I don't have a number in my head right now.
I'll look it up because I saved it. Actually.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because I just like to save dates because I tell people like
That's the way you're supposed to do
It's a
it.
smart way because you could say something and then it'd be like, oh, that was next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get yelled at and they're like, hey, that's not what's going on.
But it's always good to have the date saved that you have a reminder to let yourself know just in case you forget what date it was.
Okay, so it's not a 30-man rumble, but it is. The main event will be an over-the-top battle royal. I apologize, not rumble. So I'm gonna go back on my word there. Which I
Battle Royal.
It's a battle. It's over-the-top battle royal. I do apologize. I don't know why I thought it was a rumble.
Yeah, sorry, boss. Don't quote us on that one.
Yeah, sorry. Don't
That's
fire
right.
Me. Roger Ruffin, please don't fire me.
It happens though.
Yeah. But yeah, we got some pretty cool events coming up. I don't know everything that's happening in September. I'm not gonna throw any dates out there because I don't know what's going on.
I know that September 7th, KWF is having their first show, and it's gonna be the six-man
16
tournament.
man.
Yeah, 16 men
Yeah.
tournament
I
to
wasn't-
determine who's gonna be the heavyweight champion.
Yeah, I wasn't asked to join that tournament. Good luck to all the competitors in it. I will say that. I don't like seeing people, unless I'm hurting them, I don't like seeing people getting hurt. Seriously. You know,
Unless you're the one
Exactly.
doing it.
unless I'm the one doing it, but even then I make sure there's a line you gotta tote, a little bit. So yeah.
But hey, you know what? Whoever becomes champion, they just gotta know Max Steel's gonna be wanting to come for that title.
Yeah, they just gotta know that Max Steel is watching the tournament very closely, and I will be keeping an eye on whoever becomes that champ.
Exactly.
Like I said, I'm geared up, just NWF right now, man. Like I said, I'm tunnel vision. Don't mean to, not that I'm not excited about PWA. I'm excited about PWA because they've, I will say, Charles,
He's a good guy. We've had him on here.
Good guy. He actually gave me a shout out on here when he was here.
He did.
He was iffy about the Savage at first. I know that. Doesn't really want. They're very family friendly. It's kind of hard to have somebody who's called the Savage, come down and.
Especially putting on some violent beatings like he
Yeah,
does.
Exactly.
especially.
I wouldn't want to stand across from him in the ring.
I wouldn't either. Especially his
So-
opponents.
Yeah, so it's a little harder, but he took that chance and he put me in a tournament to hope, I'm gonna do what I have to do to win that tournament.
He made the right choice because even though he's a little iffy about having you there, he's got to know
Yeah.
you're always going to deliver.
And it wasn't a personal thing. Like I said, they're family friendly, and so you have somebody that's called the Savage come down. You're like, I don't know if we, I don't know if we should have some. We're family friendly guys. I don't know if we should have a Savage come down here. That's a bold.
And mostly because they know that you can get violent.
Yeah.
And so they're thinking to themselves, I don't know if I want him to be here because he's going to destroy all of my talent.
Yeah. I mean, there's some inspiration behind the Savage too. With
Nice.
guys that I've grown up watching. And,
Tell us about him.
I'm a big Yokozuna guy.
Nice.
I love him.
And I told some of my friends I wasn't going to say it, but I'm going to tell people now. I am part Polynesian Samoan, so
Interesting.
I'm,
That is interesting.
growing up and then finding out, hey, that guy's like me. Yeah, it's cool. Yokozuna was probably somebody was. I just
Dude
liked
moved
how
like a cruiserweight.
that's
He
what
could.
I mean,
that,
he
and
was
that was my favorite.
Scary speed.
Scary,
He did.
scary. Just seeing a
'Cause
guy
he-
that
go
size.
drop the elbow, miss the elbow, and be on his feet before the guy that missed rolled out of the way, got up. I'm like,
Yeah.
That's
come on,
right.
dude.
And that's the one of my favorite matches is, and I've talked to Chumley Banks a plethora about it. Is Brett Yoko WrestleMania 9. It's probably one of
Yes.
my favorite old matches to go back and watch. Guys like them, be and miss. I don't know if I should mention it, but Karrion Kross. Somebody I draw inspiration from. He's just the aura of.
You can't go wrong with Killer Kross.
Yeah, we'll do there, and I have a few others, but also, the Savage is just me.
It's just you.
It's just me. And
See, the greatest personas are, it's not really a persona. It's just yourself amped up.
We got Kenny Cummins here. He said, "Hey, y'all, just want to say, hey, I'm at the AEW show. Just want to shout out to Max and the NWF. I'm looking forward to Summer Sizzler this Saturday." Hell yeah, Kenny.
Yeah.
I was just
Shout out Kenny.
Shout out Kenny. I was just on Kenny's show last night, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, we talked for a few, and it was a good time. Like I said, it's just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. And shout out from Kenny was nice.
Damn straight.
Talk about someone who's like just loyal to the independent wrestling scene. Kenny.
Kenny, yes.
Oh, he is.
He is very much appreciated.
I don't think I've not seen him at a Kentucky show we've had.
I'd be worried if I didn't see him.
If you didn't see Kenny at a Kentucky show, something's wrong.
Exactly. I've helped him get to wrestling shows whenever his car was inside the shop. I helped him get to EWA to watch the show there.
Yeah.
He loved every minute of it.
Yeah, like I said, that's my favorite when I look front row and I see. Probably the only guy I can't be mean to. I don't know why. He's just there with that cheesy smile and his phone out. It's like,
So Kenny gets the pass here.
Nah, you're gonna pass. I'm still mean to Kenny. Don't get me wrong.
You're mean, but it's tough to be mean to him.
It's like,
don't push it. Don't mean Kenny. Don't push it.
But at least Kenny is
like.
There's only one person who doesn't get the Savage Max deal, which would be my fiance, Mrs. Steele, because she's meaner than I am at times.
Shout out to the future Mrs. Steele.
Shout out to her.
Fiance. Fiance. Future's Mrs. Steele. She's not somebody to mess with either. Rightfully, Chumley Banks has seen her. When I've tried to be the Savage to her, she just looks at me and I go, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Okay.
I honestly probably wouldn't be here too. I wouldn't be the better person I am without her. Too.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's the most vulnerable we're going to get from Max Steel. So
you found someone.
That's about vulnerable as I'm going to get as people.
Damn straight. Because you're still a savage and you're still doing what it takes to get championships. And this Saturday, you're going to mow through anyone in everything in that War Games match.
100%. I mean, is there any? I never really get. I'm gonna say I don't get too excited to watch wrestling anymore because that would be false. I'm excited for us. I'll phrase it like that. I'm excited. I'm gonna try to watch every match. It might be a little hard. I might have a lot of people in my face asking me 1,000 questions.
Bobby Green, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, what's up, Bobby Green?
There's just there's so many matches on this card.
Yeah, I believe we have 13 matches this weekend.
13, and
that's not bad.
And I'm confident enough to say that I know in my heart of heart they will deliver from start to finish. Whether they have a stipulation or not, they are going to wrestle. Everybody's going to wrestle, and they're going to do great. I have my personals that I'm going to keep. I'm going to look at a little bit more closely, just because I want to see the outcome of certain matches. But that's just more of me, I guess, being a fan of wrestling, a fan of the art. That's right. If you will. But I also don't know what War Games is going to entail, if I'll be able to even watch any matches afterwards. Yeah. War Games is a very, very dangerous match. We all know how it works. Like you said, it doesn't start until the last guy enters the cage, and we don't even know who has the advantage yet.
That's right.
If Team Brian or Team Cat Team Harris.
By the time that last man's in there, who knows how much carnage is going to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if I have it my way, doesn't matter who has the advantage or not, we'll be like I said, it'll be Team Tony with their
damn straight.
Team Brian with their hands raised, and us with the victory. Like I said, there's just so many great matches on the card, and give a shout out to not a shout out, but don't want to forget this match, the Nasty Dynasty of they're all doing something that night. Wesley Thomas and Sir Destiny or Sir Wesley. Sir Wesley. He'll give me a talking to now because I didn't say that correctly the first time. Sir Wesley and Sir Destiny be taking on Jaeger Wood and the Swinger.
Nice.
Yeah, Swinger's been doing it for a minute too, and he's a former tri-state champ. He's
Tri-state tag team.
Yeah, tri-state tag team.
That's not bad either.
And there's some history in that match too. Jaeger Wood and Sir Wesley used to be in a tag team, and then Sir Wesley made the wise decision, in my opinion, to join the quote-unquote dark side. I think it's better over here because we got cookies.
So that's what y'all been offering to turn people into the bad guys.
Yeah, see, look.
Yeah, see, I told you.
Wheels are turning.
The cookie
I gotta say
temptation.
biased, but cookies sound. Yeah.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, there's some great history there. Like I said, Schwinger was also one of the ones who did train me when I first started. He took time to explain things a little bit better. He knew my background with mixed martial arts and amateur wrestling and stuff, and knew.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's not too happy that I joined the other side, but.
Well, maybe he should have had cookies for the other side then.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's what it is. Like I said, there's so many great matches. I'm really hoping I don't want to leave. If I leave anybody out, it's no disrespect whatsoever. There's 13 matches on the card, and they all deserve their own. They all deserve their own spotlight.
Yeah, they do. Cause
in all actuality, once again, give a shout out to the mad scientist Roger Ruffin of just keeping the company afloat for so long.
that's right.
And
one of the greatest minds in wrestling.
greatest.
Floating, thriving at that.
The floating, thriving, which is a big thing. And like I said, without Roger Ruffin, I don't know where the NWF would be, in my honest opinion.
That's right.
We may be approaching 3 decades, but it's only up from here.
Right.
That's right.
This year's Thomas More Stadium. Next year, who knows? It might be a Great American Ballpark, or
That's right.
is it Paycor Stadium? I'm a 49ers fan.
Paycor, yeah.
Paycor Stadium. Yeah, sorry to the Bengal fans out there.
Plus, you got your WrestleMania this Saturday.
Yeah,
That's what I consider it too, because Summer Sizzler is
It's
the NWF's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because it's the biggest event of the year for the NWF. And this Saturday, 13 matches going to show why it is the event to go to.
Yeah, doors open at 4:30 for Fan Fest. So typically the NWF, our heels, we kind of don't like people, so we stay to ourselves and don't come out during intermission. So we kind of just keep to ourselves. We don't, like I said. But during the Fan Fest, Roger Ruffin says if we don't get out there, he's going to fine us. So
Man.
I tell people I'm there so I don't get fined. But for Fan Fest, talk to everybody. You talk a little crap if you want to, but do it at your own risk.
And discretion.
I think, if somebody walks up to somebody like Dakota Wolf and says something, he bites you. That's on you. He's the wolf, but he's the alpha for a reason.
That's right.
Right. To your own discretion, I will say.
That is a scary individual.
That is a scary man. He's taking it for his former tag partner. He put him on the show for 2 years.
About 2 years.
Yeah.
David Tyler came back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
And here they are in a stretcher death match to end it all.
It's heated when it's a stretcher death match.
Yeah. Once again, you really don't know what that one entails too much.
Yeah, no.
But that'll be a good, interesting one to watch. Another one, like I said, I'm going to go back and highlight over all the matches again, just so to emphasize of how great this show is. The main event just being, nasty, that King Nasty,
King Nasty
and
right now Reed.
Yeah, like I said, Andrew right now Reed didn't just. He earned it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I believe they said this has been his 8-year odyssey.
Yeah,
I remember watching that.
8-year odyssey to the championship,
And we know him because we watched him at New South.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you see that? Like I said, you got the women's tag match. Ladder match. You got AJ Vest, who, him and I have some history. Not great history, but some history. Actually, my first match ever was I was tagging with AJ Best.
Yeah.
But then I decided, because I tagged with him the one time, I didn't like him after that, so I turned my back on him and hit him in the head with a ring bell. But
Is the bell okay?
you know what? I don't know. I pretty much I think I threw that bell away, and
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
I'll make that joke with everybody.
me,
on
me and AJ went at it for about a few months.
Few months.
Then we both moved on from each other. Now he's tri-state champ. He has to defend that this weekend. And he has some stiff competition.
He
like
does.
with Chris Demise, James Cross, Pennsylvania Smith, Kobe Kane. Yeah, like that's
All great talent,
all
too.
great time. I mean, Kobe Kane. Let's give him a little shout out too. He's been doing it for a minute. Unified champ, I believe.
Longest reigning unified champ.
I believe.
in history,
And that's
I believe.
no slouch either.
No,
No.
I believe.
That is a dangerous man.
And,
Yes, it is.
And he's a man on a mission right now.
Right.
Oh, if he's
That's
on a
right. He's
mission.
come for that title.
He's got demons he's talking to, Let's talk, like I said, lights out match, Pompano Joe, DC, heavyweight champ, tri-state champ.
Tri-state.
Yeah. Tri-state champ, Pompano Joe. I mean, you've been around.
He's done it all.
He's done it all. I mean,
I believe so.
You believe-
Former
And also
tri-
lights out.
tri-state,
Unified
heavyweight tag. So I think it's a grand slam.
I believe
Yeah.
so. Yes.
You know what? A fight in the inside lights out match, you just know it's going to be lights out for both of them. When the bell rings,
think-
someone's going to be a champion.
They're going to tear each other apart.
Hey, and
They're gonna take-
DC might be a force to reckon with, but Pompano Joe he's a scrappy individual.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't put
Same.
nothing past him, and with it being a lights out match, he's going to try whatever he can to knock DC out.
That's right.
And once again, the details of that match, I don't think we didn't really
Yeah.
know the details too much. I know that all I know is lights out, so I'm assuming you have to win by knockout. I'm gonna,
Yeah.
like I said, there's a scramble match. You got El Nino. He's our resident luchador.
That's a great
Mexico,
one.
Indiana. It's probably my
Yeah. Can't overlook the Axis of Power.
Axis
They're
of
all
Power.
three in there.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
Bones, Jack Phoenix, Axel Thorne. And then you also have
We got Beans in there as
Yeah.
well.
That's another one that you should be looking out for.
Oh, yeah.
the Jukebox Hero Beans, the perpetual
Jukebox hero.
perpetual motion machine of pain Bones. That's somebody to look out for. And then you got the hidden gem Denver Drake taking on the Kingpin Alex Hayden.
Another 20-year veteran.
Another 20-year
Been around.
veteran. Yeah, he's
Which
been
is
around.
no slouch.
No slouch. I mean, and then Star Rider and Joshua.
That's going to be a hell of a match. It's
I mean,
career versus mask.
Career versus mask. That's not. They're both former heavyweight champs too.
Former heavyweight champions.
Yeah, and then you go into the tag match. Rex and Adam Swayze. They separately their resumes.
Yeah, speak for themselves.
Speak for themselves. They've
They've been tag team for a long
They've
time.
been tag team. Both also former heavyweight champs.
Most amount of tag title reigns.
Yes.
Nice.
In the company.
And then they're taking on two individuals. I mean, you say their names, most people go, "Oh man, I've seen them
Everywhere.
The veteran Jack Vaughn, who started with NWF.
Yes, it did.
I'm not going to do it. I wouldn't do it justice, but
Yeah.
the veteran Jack Vaughn, who started with NWF, was trained through us.
I remember who he was before he was the veteran Jack Vaughn,
Yeah.
but I'll
You and
keep
me-
my
you
mouth
and
shut
me
on that.
both.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you got the dead ringer Aaron Williams.
Yeah.
Who is someone that
He was one half of unsigned, don't care.
Yes.
I love him.
I mean,
That's
I've
right.
seen.
Him,
I've,
Anakin, and Gary.
Yep. Let's say
Fantastic.
I've gotten to see a couple of their matches separately, just when I've gone out to other places, and I think I watched Aaron Williams wrestle a 30-minute Iron Man match, and not a single moment could I take my eyes off the match. I was like, oh man, this is, I watched the veteran Jack Vaughn. I can't say the vet because I'm lazy and want to say the full word. But I'm going to give him respect because he's earned the name, the veteran
Yes.
Jack Vaughn.
yes.
Look at him. I mean, just in general, like First of all, social media presence is something I aspire
You
to
damn
have.
straight.
Just because, like, come on now, it's hard to go viral and every video, and he posts relatable content. I think that's what it is. And then also too, like, he has a resume too, like they both do. So the Blondes have a fight against them, but also, you know, I don't take anything from the Blondes because, like I said, separately alone, their resumes, I mean, man, are just speak for themselves.
Adam Swayze.
And together, man, they're just something to watch.
They seem just about unstoppable together.
It's gonna be a war, I'll tell you that.
Big,
that's gonna
pound Rex. Good Lord.
God, yeah,
Because
he moves like a
he
moves like a lighter individual.
He moves like a lightweight too.
I've seen Jack Vaughn up close. This man is tall himself.
He doesn't look tall
in
from the
best-
camera, but you
best
get up
shape
on
of his
him.
career so far. So
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
he's looking
Yes.
fantastic,
He's looking
and
great.
Aaron again take nothing away from him.
Definitely,
There's
'cause-
a reason he's called the Godfather of the Midwest.
That's right. And
Yes.
Aaron has been on a roll in the last couple of years.
Oh yeah.
His name has only gotten farther than what it was before.
And then also too, I did forget a match. Now that I've met you purposely, Fireball Joe Pro is taking on
Yes.
taking
How can we
on
not cover
somebody who I don't have a lot of friends as, but as I consider. He's not my friend. I won't say that. He's somebody that, you know, I'll have his back if he needs it. You know, maybe not this Saturday, but in general. Noah Gabriel,
Nice.
undeniable Noah Gabriel at that. You know, him and Joe Pro are gonna. It's very personal would be an understatement of what this match is. The Fireball beat Noah Gabriel at our Fight for the Future in April. Once again, I'm glad he's here because I can't remember dates to save my life.
That man's the man with the dates.
He's the man with the dates.
Sometimes.
So he's got to stay around, especially.
Yeah. Once again, he's very unbiased though. He has
Biased.
Which is how referees are supposed to be. Unbiased.
He has disqualified me a time or two, but we won't talk about that.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but you know those two are going to tear each other apart too. It's very, very personal. Noah Gabriel held on to his rematch clause until Summer Sizzler. He said, "Hey, you know, I want this," and Joe Pro said, "I want it even more." They've been Noah's taking a little bit more digs at Joe Pro, but they've been taking some digs at each other. I can tell you how personal it's got. Noah Gabriel has mentioned Joe Pro's James' deceased grandfather a time or two.
Oh man, it definitely is personal now.
It's very personal. They are going to, like I said, once again, they're going to tear each other apart. And Noah Gabriel was, him and Kobe Kane were tag partners at one point. Noah Gabriel, he's beaten a lot of big names in the NWF. Last year he wrestled the Swinger. The year before that was Kobe Kane. Yeah, correct. And then the year before that,
Yes.
is when him and Kobe Kane won the tag titles, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Noah Gabriel is not somebody to shy away from, and neither is Joe Pro though. Joe Pro is called
That's true.
Fireball for a reason. Him and I have some history. I'm not too big of a fan of Joe Pro, but I always give respect where respect is due because 9 years he's been doing this, and he's unified champ, and he's always been in great shape. He's
killing it.
He's
Top of
killing
his
it.
game.
Yeah, I think he's gonna move up from here, but not this Saturday when Noah Gabriel takes the strap off him.
That is possible. That's
we
going to
go.
happen.
Yeah, once again, I wouldn't say Noah Gabriel's a friend, but if you need, I have his back.
Except for Saturday, because
I have war games. I got war games.
Yeah.
But
That's the only time.
it's the only time. But I have full confidence Noah Gabriel's going to take the strap off Joe Pro James.
With it being personal, this match is looking like it's going to be a barn burner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of personal, the mask versus career, Joshua and
Oh,
Star
man,
Rider.
yeah.
Star Rider's bringing up Joshua's newborn baby girl.
Oh,
You want to talk about personal?
that's perfect.
That's personal. Best friends at odds now. That's
And not only that, but now he's got to put something personal of his on the line.
yeah.
Yeah.
He has never been without that mask. So now he's having to put that mask on the line for another man's career. Whew. But then again, it's him that was pushing it.
Yeah.
He kept on bringing up the man's baby, so
Yeah.
when push comes to shove,
They're going to tear each other apart.
Oh yeah.
and you can already
100%,
tell
yes.
because both of these men have been taking shots at each other. Both of these men want to tear each other apart. And with career being put online and a mask, they're not going to stop until they destroy each other. And if they don't destroy each other, then one man's going to be left standing.
Yeah. And then also too, like, it's, I wouldn't say personal, but it's pretty heated. I mean, like I said, the magnificent Michael Montana taking on the lariat Luke Larson. I mean, Michael Montana's only been doing it for a few months. And he's seemed to be getting it.
Nice.
But the lariat Luke Larson just gets a little bit more, you know. Like I said, Luke Larson, 300 days. Unified champ. That takes something. You have to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
You know.
A lot of people don't understand that it's hard to keep a title for 300-something days.
100%. And that's where that is.
Yeah. And Michael Montana got a bright future with us. He's a young upstart, and he's only getting better.
Yeah. But, you know, he better be ready because the lariat's not, you know, the lariat's not going to hold back.
That's right.
Hey, I've taken that lariat. It's no joke.
Yeah.
I didn't get back up.
I haven't taken
That's
that lariat.
right.
I haven't taken that lariat, but I've seen him hit some boys with it. And I don't think I want to be behind that thing, you know, anytime soon.
A good lariat can take your head off.
And he'll take your head clean off. I mean, like I said, I could talk all day about Scissor, you know, just this year and NWF and the people, you know, in it.
What you should be talking about, because
We're
Saturday
excited.
night,
We're excited. I mean,
the pinnacle
we're what,
of the NWF.
2 days away? I'm terrible at math.
It is Wednesday. So
Yep, it's Wednesday right now, so
Saturday.
Saturday night.
So, yeah, I mean, it's...
There's one.
Yeah, I mean, I know you guys said you plan on being out there for it.
We're
We're going to be
out.
trying to.
Yeah, come on
Holding out
out.
hope.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We get over 1,000 people out there. We're hoping.
That's what we're trying to go for last year.
I
we
know
had
in my heart
800.
we can get it.
I mean,
Damn straight.
Last year we had 800 roughly.
800.
Roughly, we had 800. Not roughly, we had 800. I want to say.
Yeah, we had over 800 last year.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Hey,
I believe
So
it
I
could
know
be
we
even
can-
more than that.
I think we can top that, you know, especially with everything going on. Like, you know, like war. You know, once again, I'm gonna selfishly plug my match first because you know
That's right. Do it.
I'm selfish.
you should.
War games, you know, it's not my match, but a match I'm involved
You're
in. Let me
in,
phrase that
right.
differently. War games, you know, stretcher death match, ladder matches, Masters career, you know, women's tags, like, you know, there's titles on the line. There's titles on the line. There's people who are going to be knocked out. There's people who are going to be wheeled back to the ambulance on a stretcher. Like,
That's right.
You know, there's things. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be crazy. I suggest everybody come see it, especially if you if you like that kind. If you like wrestling, even if you don't like wrestling, it's still a great time for the kids. They have a kids zone. You know,
Yeah.
they have a
We'll have activities for the kids for the fan fest.
yeah.
Nice.
I believe they have a what is it? Kona ice truck.
Yes, they do have a Kona
They have-
ice
they have
truck.
Kona
Hell
ice.
yeah.
On the ice, baby.
Yeah. You know, Max Steel might grab a Kona ice or two beforehand. and
Yeah.
you know, might send Baby Steel to go grab some.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, you know, just fun.
Get there, like, sorry, there's no more Kona Ice. Max Steel was just here.
Yeah, Max man, see me walking down to the back, I'm carrying a bunch of Kona ice. You know, everything's so shared. It's all for me. You know.
That's right.
No, tear up my diet.
But that's gonna be a
Diet's
hell.
pretty good.
That's gonna be a hell of a show in itself because it really is the WrestleMania of the NWF because
Yes, it is.
it's bigger than ever before.
100%.
13 matches
13
of
matches.
pure action.
Oh yeah, 13 matches of nonstop action. Like it is going to be, you know, nuts. It's going to, you know, I don't swear much, but it's going to be balls to the walls action.
That's right.
It's, you know, people are going to be talking about it. They're going to be. I'm so confident that they're going to be talking about it. You know, 2-3 weeks later. I'm like, yeah, you know. And you know, they're going to be so excited. They're going to drive it from Kentucky just to come to Fairfield to see the aftermath.
That's right.
Fairfield, we're going to do so good in Fairfield. They're going to come down to, you know, St. Bernard High School.
That's
Like,
right.
let me see this battle. Let me see what's gonna. We're gonna hook them.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Hook, line, and see. I can confidently say that. And then also too, like you know, you guys mentioned even after Summer Sizzler, you know, not to shy too far away from it, but on you know,
Hey, Michelle.
the following week.
That's my friend, Michelle.
But yeah,
The following week, I'll be at PW. I mean, right before Fairfield, I'll be at PWA that Friday before.
Nice.
You know, taking on Jacob. You know, Jacob.
that's gonna be a hard hitting match.
We're gonna. If I have it my way, you know, there's gonna be some bumps and bruises. You know, somebody's leaving with a black eye.
Honestly, I believe that house fight's gonna be bigger and larger than ever because both y'all gonna tear each other apart.
Yeah, and that no good, dirty hillbilly Billy will
Here's some advice
be
though:
ringside. So.
watch out for his kick because he will be swinging at your head.
That's fine. I got a beautiful savate kick myself that I love to throw.
Nice.
You know, so I'll be watching that for you know. I've been watching. I've been studying. I'm gonna
I always study the tapes.
I always study. You know, not even September, October, the following month. You know, 18th. Him and I are gonna go back at it again. You know, and I'm gonna say it wrong. I'm gonna get crucified for it. Louisville. Thank you. Louisville, Kentucky. You know, KWF. You know, but you also can catch me regularly at the NWF. You know, same thing with our referee here, Chumley Banks. You know,
Yeah.
That's right.
you know.
This is my first time getting to meet him in person.
Yeah,
I had been noticed his name on NWF many times.
Yeah, he's. I guess at the moment you're a senior referee.
Yeah, I believe I'm senior official.
Yeah, he's
Nice.
senior official, so he, you know, like I said, and I'm gonna go back through and shout out the referees again. You got Mama Scraps.
Who we saw inside that KWF match versus Big Mama.
She did take off Big Mama,
Yeah, I heard about that.
and
Yeah.
you know probably didn't work out the way Mama Scraps wanted it to.
I will say though that she had guts though.
She had guts. She had
She
guts.
did
It's a tough
swing out.
challenge.
She's a Big Mama is a once again credit where credit is due. You know, Big Mama is a tough challenge, and you know you got Ollie,
Yeah.
Mike Green, who's also he's been I don't know actually how long Mike Green's been doing it. I know he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah, Mike Green's been doing it for quite a few years now.
And,
Nice.
And then Joey Kahn.
Joey Kahn, good old Joey Kahn. He's currently on a little break,
Yeah.
but he credit where credit's due. I wouldn't be anywhere as a referee without Joey.
And then I'm going to run back down to the future. I just want to everybody from shout it out. You know, our future stars: Crazy Carl, Manjai, Milo, Denver Drake. You know, Michael Montana. I guess is technically a future star.
Future star.
You know, Michael Montana. Who did I say so far? Crazy Carl, Michael Montana, Denver Drake, Manjai, El Nino, Milo Fisher. I'm going to the list. I hope I'm not missing anybody.
I believe we got Jesse Sky as well.
Jesse
Nice.
Juicy Jesse Sky.
Juicy Jesse Sky. You know, he's a different.
He's a different one, but he's got heart and he's got spirit.
I mean, Manjai too. I mean, Manjai's he's a big boy. I mean, I suggest if you guys ever get a chance, come down to Bone Crushers. You know, 6105 Vine Street. You know,
Elmwood
Elmwood,
Place, Ohio.
and I mean, you know, also to shout out if you have a dream you want to chase to being a professional wrestler, referee, manager, or just whatever.
Yeah.
6105 Vine Street, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
This is where I'm allowed to be biased, because,
That's
Bone
right.
Crushers, in my opinion, that's home. That's where you train.
Yeah,
That's right.
Tuesdays and Thursdays from
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
6 to 8, I believe. Once again, I have the worst memory ever. I get there at 6 o'clock. I don't know what time we leave. That is the case for that. But yeah, like I said, just give a shout out to all those guys.
They deserve it.
They deserve it. Security. I can't go through everybody. All of them deserve the credit that that
They do.
the hard work they put into You know, they're there every week. They're sitting, watching, and learning. They're also keeping us safe. You know, a lot of the security you see for the NWF are wrestlers or wrestlers, but in training, if you will. Because some of those people, you know, some of them come in and go, I don't want to be a wrestler, I just want to be a ref. You know, they're in training for something.
Yeah.
And that's what they're there for.
Exactly.
And they, you know, they're learning, they're watching, future stars, you know, will always have a place in my heart. I'm lucky to be able to come up, you know, not that I'm not a future star anymore. I still put myself in that category. I'm still there, bone crushers with everybody. You know.
You're still learning.
I still want to learn. Not that I've like, oh, I'm still there, blah blah blah. You know, not that kind of thing. But it's like I'm still there learning.
That's
still,
right.
You know, like I said, I've only been wrestling for a year, been training for 2. You know, coming up on 2 at the end of this month. You know, I don't have enough experience to kind of walk around and give people advice. Right. Nor do I ever try, because if I do, it's going to be terrible advice. I'm like,
yeah.
What do you think about me doing a 450 splash? Dude's a 700-pound guy. It's like, yeah, you can do it. I'll walk away, and they're like, that was terrible. Don't ever tell somebody that ever again.
I think that's what this business is a lot of. It's learning.
Yeah.
Yep.
And learning on the fly, learning in advance. You never stop learning in this business. If you say you stop learning, then you're missing the point.
That's right.
Like I said, you know, shout out to the trainers that are down there too. You know,
because they put in that work.
They put in that work. You know, Roger Ruffin has trained a lot of guys. Pompano Joe, Wildcat Chris Harris. You know, you got guys like Swinger who come.
Swinger.
You know, when he's able to come through and train, you know, he shows you the. I don't know how to phrase this. He shows you different type of wrestling. He shows you the more him and Pompano Joe, the more technical side of wrestlers, if you will. Sometimes you get the big boys that come down and go, hey, let me show you how to throw guys around now. You know, bone crushers, once again, if you want to learn, you know, if you one day you want to be on a Summer Sizzler, you go, I want to be there. You know, train. You can come down and train with us.
That's right.
You know, Roger Ruffin would never, I won't say he'll never turn anybody away. I don't think he actually has ever. He gives everybody a chance, but he does tell everybody this is not easy. It's very hard. When you first sign up, that's the first thing he says to you, because this is very hard. Because the first month, I think it took me 2 months to get used to my neck being sort of stiff.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was always told if you can get past the first month, then you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
But yeah, you know.
You got to keep going.
And then, you know, maybe one day, you know, if you come down and train, you'd be on Summer Sizzler with, you know, referee Chumley Banks being your ref.
That's right.
Hopefully you never have to step across the ring for me, you know, but if you do, I'm
That's
not sorry.
right.
I'm not sorry for what's going to happen, you know, but
I can say, too, that it's not for everyone, because when me and Andy, we had a match last year, June 5th, Science, Tennessee. We went the week before to a Thursday to get some training at A.J. Alexander's training facility.
yeah.
I ended up making a mistake of drinking the water they offered us while we were training. So I ended up dry puking because of it. Not because I was running ropes, not because I'd been doing the training and doing everything, but because you're not supposed to drink the water while you're training. Because as soon as you do, that's when you start feeling weird when you finally end the training. Because then it's like coming up and you have to dry heave. Yeah. And that's what happened to me. And a lot of people don't understand that it's hard when you start training because it's physical. It's taxing. You have to do it over and over and over again until you're used to it.
And it is genuinely like no other sport I've ever been a part of. I mean, you can go back, you can find pictures of video. I played football, baseball, wrestled. I don't know how many of my mixed martial arts pictures are on. I think I took those down because I don't want people seeing those because they're not a good look. I also didn't like the way I looked, so I took them down too. Keep that in mind. You know, it's nothing like I've been a part of before, and I wouldn't change it for anything. I mean, I love this business. I love wrestling. I'm only, like I said, only been working for a year, so I know some people are like, oh, what does this guy know? I'm still paying my dues to this day, you know?
That's right.
You never stop paying dues. Jimmy Hart, dude's 80-plus years old, still paying dues, sitting up chairs.
Yeah,
Maybe
Yes.
not helping with the ring so much, which is understandable, but he's
right. He's 89.
like setting up chairs.
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I've always had the firm belief that when they start training, they need to always help set up the ring and tear it down, because
Yeah,
that's also teaching them.
and that's also what we're good for too. You know, every single guy pays their dues. They help with tear down, set up. You know,
And if they try and make an excuse that they can't lift that heavy stuff, just tell them
there's no excuse for that because
Yeah.
you know you'll have
exactly.
I'm a firm belief that
If
no
you're-
one's too good to tear down and set up.
You damn straight.
Right.
And there has been some that have tried to get out of setting up and tear down, and
And I mean,
all I can say to them is, it just shows how lazy y'all are.
I mean,
I'll plead the fifth on that one. but-
I mean, heck, you know, I've seen guys like Anthony Bryant who grabbed a pole, grabbed some poles. Okay, Chris, I think Roger Ruffin's grabbed a pole once or twice. Roger Ruffin's, I don't know where Roger is. I'm not gonna lie and say I do. To make him happy, I'll tell everybody he's like 48.
29.
He's
He's
29.
no older than 29.
He's older than 29. I said 48. He's gonna.
He said
I feel like he's
29.
28.
No older than 29.
I met him in 2004, and he told me he was 29 then. That motherfucker don't age.
No, he doesn't.
He don't. He's a vampire.
Yeah, he's a
Right,
vampire.
Hey, what's up, Nick Depp?
What's up, Nick Depp?
Yeah.
Another great wrestler right there, Nick
He's a
Depp.
great wrestler
Oh, yeah.
from the
I-
state
shout
of
out Nick.
Kentucky.
Actually, I saw him. Excuse me. I saw him and Axel Thorne wrestle PWA around Thanksgiving time.
Nice.
I believe I was on an event with him early last year at Paradigm Pro Wrestling.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And Paradigm's still around. People think that it's gone, but it's not. It's still around because Omega's still defending the Paradigm
Oh, yeah,
Championship.
he is. Omega's everywhere.
And that, speaking of people like Omega, that's somebody who I hope one day I could step in the ring with is Omega.
Nice.
Yeah, I've seen him on the. I sound old when I say it the way I've seen him on the Facebook, on the Instagrams, stuff like that. So like that's something I hope I can step in the ring with. That's not that he's not front in my mind, but he's kind of until after Saturday. There's a lot of things that are kind of
Until we get there. Yeah.
until we get there.
That's right, because the
E- e-
excitement.
Maybe a day or two after, I'm gonna have to sit around and kind of, like I said, I anticipate being sore and beat up. I'm not a naive young man. 25. I'm not dumb by any means. So I know that I'm walking into a fight, and like I said, we highlight everybody else. I'm gonna highlight people in my match again. Nick Ultima, who actually.
He's awesome.
He's the one who beat Luke Larson for the
Unified Championship.
And he's currently the Ring General's champion. Well,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was.
He was. Yeah, he lost it to
Beck Reeves.
Beck Reeves. So that
Old Beck Reeves.
yeah. Then you got Beck Reeves in that match also.
Yeah.
2-time unified champ.
The Ohio
Hell,
Ronins
Ronins.
together.
Nice.
Together, yeah. Then you got Sinclair Octavius Bentley, who's former tri-state champ.
That's actually a badass name, too.
Yeah,
Recently, a man who's changed his ways.
changed his ways. Kind of went over to the wrong side, in my opinion. But whatever you say, whatever whatever.
They
you
didn't
choose.
have no cookies for him, though.
I guess no, they didn't. I don't know what they.
The money just might not have been good enough anymore.
I
don't know.
guess not.
I
Yeah, he's a money man. Money talks.
Yeah, he is.
And he, and then also, I'm gonna highlight Wildcat Chris Harris. This, once again, this match isn't about me or anybody else. This match is about Anthony Bryant, Wildcat Chris Harris, and Anthony Bryant's been around for a while too. Starting in 2000.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be absolutely incorrect. Grand Slam champ himself, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Grand Slam
former tag team,
Yeah.
heavyweight, unified,
Yeah.
tri-state. Yes.
Yeah, Grand Slam champ himself. He's been around. And then
Former
him,
referee. Shout out
Yeah.
Anthony Bryant.
Nice.
Former referee.
and then him and Wildcat Chris Harris have some ties together.
Yeah. Quite
him,
a rocky history.
Yeah, him, Lord, Anthony Bryant, Lord Carew, and Wildcat Chris Harris are the Crimson Mafia.
Yep.
You know, they tagged together for a very long time.
Sure did.
You know, and then also the bounce back to Wildcat Chris Harris. You know, WCW. You know, he was part of WCW, and then
Running bump security.
in the you know, TNA legend, man. I mean, he's America's Most Wanted. I mean,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I won't be remiss.
First ever TNA cage match.
Yeah.
America's Most Wanted Triple X.
What a match.
Yeah, I
It
believe
was.
Is that,
What a
First
match.
ever 6 sides of steel cage match.
is that the one where he took?
That is the
Ron off
one
the-
where he took the
Ron off top of the-
Ron off
That
the
was the
top.
6 sides of steel, yeah. But the very first one he did they did the death sentence where one of them holds the guy around the waist, like
Yeah.
in a bear hug type
Yeah.
deal. And it was usually Wildcat that would jump off with the leg drop, usually off the top rope. This time he did it off the top of the cage and did it that way.
Yeah, I was wrong. That was their first one.
That was their
I mean-
anniversary show, the first year.
And I mean
anniversary.
that's a
It's all
career,
set on that.
that's a career to highlight too. You know.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not taking this match lightly or taking
Right.
him lightly at all. You know, he's.
Look at those
Sorry.
handsome gentlemen.
Yeah, that threw me off.
Yeah, it threw me off a little bit. Yeah, no, he's Wildcat Chris Harris is not somebody I take lightly by
Oh,
any
no.
means whatsoever.
You shouldn't because
But I do, like I said, I do have faith in our team and Team Tony and everybody. You know, Anthony Bryant. You know, he's. I mean, like I said, you know, Kenny mentioned it last night. He handpicked me. You know, I didn't come begging on my hands and knees. He went, hey, you know, he's a Hall of Famer. You know, him and Wildcat Chris Harris both are for the NWF.
Yeah.
So when a Hall of Famer comes down to you and goes, hey, you know, I see this vision for you. You're the Savage. He goes, you call yourself a Savage. See what you did with AJ Vest. Let's see what you can do with this. And you know, obviously we didn't have War Games in mind or anything like that, but he hired me essentially to be his weapon of mass destruction.
hell yes.
It's an honor to be handpicked like that. It's an honor to once again to constantly be in this business. So
And the thing is, Wildcat Chris Harris isn't going to like it because he thinks that you're locked in there with him. But what he doesn't realize is that he's locked in with y'all.
yeah, I think that's the mistake that Team Cat's making a mistake of. They think I'm locked in with the Ohio Ronins, the Money Man SOB, and Wildcat Chris Harris when they need to realize that's not the case. They're being locked in the cage with the genuine superstar, Anthony Bryant. They're being locked in with two madmen of Into Madness. They're being locked in the cage with a Savage. I have history of being in cages, and I'm comfortable in this environment. It's all
That's
about if they're
right.
going to be or not.
And plus the War Games cage itself, that's a whole new
It's a whole new
playground.
ballgame. Yeah, I mean, overall, I think Wildcat Chris Harris's time is coming up very soon. I think he's looking through us a little bit too. I think he's taking it a little bit too lightly.
Exactly.
I also don't know what he's thinking about. He could not be taking this lightly, but I hope he doesn't, because when I get my hands on every single last one member of Team Cat, it's gonna be this is not a wrestling match. I'll tell you guys that right now.
That's right, because there are no rules in a War Games match.
This is gonna be a straight up. It's gonna be a dog fight. If I have it once again, if we have it our way, have it my way, we'd be the ones walking out of that cage, hands and heads held up high.
And again, the match doesn't start until all members of both teams have officially entered that cage.
100%, and that's the thing too. It's gonna be a hard one for anybody to watch because it's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be it's violent. It's brutal. It's gonna be messy. It is going to be what War Games is. And
That's right.
It's exactly what it is. War. That's what this is.
Because that's the only way they could be settled on who will be the commissioner of NWF.
Yeah, and another thing too is, War Games typically has 2 rings and then
Yep.
one big cage around it. We're not doing that. You got 1 ring, 1 big old cage around it, and which is it seems. I know some people have made comments about it, but there's 8 men in that match. There's 4 on each side, and 1 ring, 1 cage. It's gonna get cramped. It's gonna be chaotic. It's going to be something that people are gonna want to see. Like, this is unique. This is different.
And that's the point, because
And
a
then
War
also-
Games match.
And also, I'm not gonna tell you guys what I plan on doing, but I'm planning on doing something pretty stupid, something crazy, crazy more than anything.
I mean, I would be surprised if you wasn't thinking about doing something like that.
That's,
It's a War Games.
but that's also if I'm able to. That's
all fair in love and war, right?
one of those things. So,
Exactly.
once again, just going to do the card again too for Scissor, not even just War Games, the ladder match. It being, like I said, you got all those people in the ladder match. You got everybody who, like you said, Daredevil Pennsylvania Smith. I mean, he's a force to be reckoned with. I mean,
You don't want to overlook him.
Yeah, he's
You don't.
he's a Daredevil for a reason. This is kind of one of the things. This is more his playground, if you will. Same. You got Kobe Kane, who's quite literally talking to demons in his head. You got James Cross. You got
Yep.
big dollars. I mean, Chris Demise is not somebody you want to take lightly either.
And I know about
Not
him.
one bit.
No, and AJ Vest too. I probably already said his name, but he's a tri-state champ in this situation. I mean, it's one of those situations where it's like, man, he has a lot at stake going into it. Women's tag match, not gonna overlook that. Like I said, I think Selena, she's the only woman to ever be a golden ticket winner.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And she's tagging with Riley Matthews. That tells you, they call her Mean Selena Dean for a reason.
First time I saw Riley was at a bar brawl,
Yeah, and then,
Generation X.
and on the other side of that, though, you do have Big Mama, who's the current NWF Women's Revolutionary. Jesus, it's a lot to get out. I apologize. Revolutionary champion.
Which she earned.
Revolution, not revolutionary. Revolution.
Yes.
I apologize. I said that incorrectly. Please don't fire me. You know what I mean? But then you have Nikki Victory, who was and once again, history there. Her and Big. See how that plays out, because Big Mama beat Nikki Victory for that title
That's true.
that she's holding. So, and I'm going to continue to highlight the main event because it's going to be a great one. Where Russell, King Nasty, where Andrew right now Reed.
Who is no slouch himself.
No slouch at all.
A lot of people need to stop sleeping on him.
Another, big tag team title match, the veteran Jack Vaughn, Aaron Williams, Hollywood Blondes.
That's going to be a war.
Yeah, I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm just trying to emphasize, this is.
It's because they need to understand that this is the event that you need to be out there to see this Saturday night.
The Swinger and Jaeger Wood versus the Nasty, part of the Nasty dynasty of Sir Wesley and Sir Destiny. I said it right this time. Please don't yell at me, Wesley. Sir Wesley, thank you. He's probably still going to. That's royalty. You got to get it correctly.
That's true.
Michael Montana, Luke Larson, that scramble match. Denver Drake, Alex Hayden. Matt's first career, Star Rider and Joshua. Noah Gabriel and Joe Pro James. There's so many great matches. And like I said, I'm probably missing a couple. And I don't mean to. It's just.
I mean, it is 13 matches.
There's 13 matches.
it's
It's
a
a
lot.
lot. And like I said, it's just. I'm glad I have Charlie Banks here to remind me of what matches.
That's right.
Or where, not where, but
The man with the plan.
the man. Yeah. And I mean, also, too, check out Charlie Banks is a fine referee.
Hell
Like
yeah,
I said,
he is.
My discrepancies when he's disqualified me a couple times. Besides that, he's.
I'm sure that wasn't out of biasness, was it, chum?
Oh, never. I'm just doing my job.
Yeah, he just couldn't see. Sorry. But, it's. Like I said, it's just overall it's going to be a stacked show, and then just the fallout from it too. That's what's going to be the cool part.
Yeah, people's going to want to see
The fallout,
and find out.
Swine City Brewery, Fairfield, Ohio. That's one heck of a. It's going to be one heck of a show itself. after that being St. Bernard, and then I don't know what's coming in the following month of September, but all great.
Damn straight.
I'm willing to die on the hill that the NWF is going to always put on an amazing show.
1,000%.
1,000%.
I think this weekend, if you've never been to a professional wrestling show on for the independents, this is the one to go to.
Yeah.
Damn straight
Yes,
it
it
is.
I'm fully believe that this card is going to show you why independent wrestling is thriving at the moment
Yes.
and why the future is so bright.
That's right.
I mean, doors open at 4:30. I mean, come meet some of the superstars.
Yeah.
Some of them might be like me. I don't like people, so walk up to me and with discretion. At your own discretion, Same thing with, some.
That's
you know,
right.
But, come meet superstars. Come experience independent wrestling.
Yes.
And as Chumley Banks said, it's thriving.
No other
If-
place can you experience something
Independent,
like that.
I dare say, maybe I'm biased, but independent wrestling is better than WWE and AEW. I'm calling
Yep.
it, in my opinion. If WWE's on fire right now, they're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I got my.
I heard,
right now.
well,
Bring back
yeah,
Curtin
letting go.
Cross and Scarlett.
Huh?
You're talking about letting go Cross and
Yeah.
whatnot.
They were going to sign Karrion Cross, but they
But they weren't going to bring
Scarlett.
Scarlett. And well, he also wanted to know what made you come up with this offer, and they didn't have an answer. He said, "Well, I'm not signing."
Well, I mean,
Well, that's business at the end of the day.
I mean,
If
that is
he doesn't
business.
want
It is.
to,
It
then-
is
want to.
business, not just. Oh yeah, 100%.
but also too,
I
like,
understand how it feels.
I mean,
Priorities.
Karrion Cross can come.
I'd like to see him come to
I love him to
NWF.
come to this area.
Never say never, right?
Never say never.
damn straight.
Don't count on it, but
Yeah.
don't count on it. But never say never. I
It
mean,
could happen.
Never.
Never know.
Never's a bad word in
He's
wrestling.
got
Yeah,
that
so-
90-day no compete clause. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know any of that stuff.
I don't know anything
yeah,
about that.
you don't know
I'm-
anything
I'm-
about.
I don't-
I'm just. That's usually how it goes.
And not to sound like that guy, but I watch wrestling on TV. Don't get me wrong, but all the backstage stuff and all that, I'm not a fan of being exposed to
Right.
to the light of the world. There's certain
Yep.
things that kind of need to stay with.
So that WWE Unreal was kind of.
I'm
It's a
I-
mixed bag.
And here's what I'll say about that. As somebody who's not been doing it too long, and a friend of ours, pointed out, the magician's not really pulling the rabbit out of the hat, but you don't want to see
Right.
how it's done.
Yep.
And David Copperfield really didn't make the Statue of Liberty disappear.
Exactly. So
Kinda
I'm in the sense of like, I don't like the idea of pulling back the curtain and showing
Right.
like I have mixed feelings in the sense of like, cool, okay, I'm glad to see that this person is sort of like me in this way.
Yeah.
When they get nervous about this, nervous about that, but also too, it's also like that's kind of something I want to see, and only for us in the business.
Right.
Yes.
I don't care to see.
Don't want the.
I don't want
Especially casuals. They don't need to be
delivering
seeing
the
that.
pizzas,
Yeah,
knowing
they don't need
the
to see-
inside. I get it.
Like when I tell people I'm not really friends with Michael Montana, we had a match. I'm not friends with Michael Montana. That's something that is going to be forever a thing. And people pull back the curtain and they see a conversation between you two. I tell Michael Montana I think he's ugly all the time. But people see that conversation and just assume we're friends, which is not the case. That's kind of what you get with
Yeah,
that
that's pretty much
Unreal. And I just it's cool for what it is. I'm not a fan. And that's
Right.
That's
I'll
right.
keep it like that.
Yeah.
I know
Very
it's
diplomatic,
50-50.
and I can respect
I think
it.
it's something in this day and age that we have to accept in this business, and
Yeah.
I think we've kind of just made our peace with that.
Yep.
And if that is what they choose to do, then that is them.
Well, yeah,
they are
that's
a
right.
billion-dollar company.
I
They
think
can do
what's
whatever they want,
So,
but I'm
yeah.
not. But I'm
Who
allowed
am
to
I
throw my
saying
fit
anything?
about it. Yeah.
exactly
Yeah,
because
you're allowed to have your feelings.
it's the truth. Because if they're doing that, what stops them from showing the other things that goes on in wrestling?
Right.
And I just think it has a lot more cons than it does pro.
It does.
Once again, my opinion.
Yeah.
Like my grandpa used to tell me, everybody has opinions, Or everybody opinions like bowls. Everybody has one. They all stink.
Damn straight. That's a classic saying, right?
So, you know what I mean? Like, so my opinion can mean nothing. And there's going to be some guys listening to this right now, listening and go, "Who is this jabroni?" You know, this jabroni saying, "Who? You know, what does he know? He's only been doing it for." You know, he's only been training for 2 years, wrestling for 1. You know, it was.
But you got the right mind though, with what you're saying.
He's got his opinion on it, and has the right to earn an opinion. We all do.
He did earn the right.
That, an opinion.
It's an opinion, you know, and I think very, I guess, quote unquote, old school, if you will, when it comes to certain things.
I think our old school mindset very much has to do with
I don't mind. I don't mind eating sausage, but I don't want to know. I don't want to see the pig get slaughtered to make.
That's
sausage.
right.
Well, it's not like just with that. There's other things. I don't like people come up to me and ask me, like, I was talking to Chumley Banks about this. When people come up and ask me, "Are you a heel or babyface?" I'm not either. I'm myself.
Exactly.
Whether you like me or hate me, that's totally up to you. I'm the Savage Max Steel in my everyday life, and you know, in the ring. In the ring, it might be a little more extra, but I'm Max Steel no matter what. I'm the Savage. Right. I'm not a heel, not a babyface. I don't like those terms. You know.
Plus, they shouldn't be coming up there and asking you.
You know, but some people want to know those things, and I guess I respect that to an extent. But that's my response every time, and that's the response you'll get from me every time. Is I'm myself. And once again, whether you like me or you don't, whether you do or don't like me, it's totally up to you. It's your decision. I don't care at the end of the day. I'm here to wrestle, and I'm here to make you feel some kind of way about me. So whether that is a like or a hate feeling, that's your choice. If I made you like me, cool. I mean, there's a family at our show. I mean, Chumley's seen them. They don't like me, and they're my favorite people to antagonize, and I will continue to the end of the day, to the end of time, antagonize these people.
So do you look forward to seeing them this weekend?
I am ecstatic to see them this weekend, especially when I'm pushing their favorite people's face up against the cage.
That's right.
I'm gonna make sure they're making eye contact.
What gets me is those that are like, "Oh, it's all fake, this, that, and the other." I said, a wise man once said, "I can't make you believe wrestling's real. That's on you."
That's
I
right.
Can sure as hell make you believe that I'm real.
I don't like saying wrestling's
I
fake.
don't like that word.
I don't like that word either.
That word. That's the worst.
I mean, my
Scott Diamond also agrees. That word needs to be
It's the
banned.
same as. It's just I get so fed up. I said no, it's not.
No,
Predetermined. They know before the match.
But what they don't understand is that
Curtains opened.
I mean, there's a lot that goes to that part too of like the predetermined part. I have an issue with that too because there's. I mean, I have my issues with a lot of things that people. It's the people who think they know about stuff and they don't. Like I used to be one of those people. I can't lie to you.
Oh, yeah.
And then I joined the business, and I'm like, oh God, like I didn't know anything. I don't know.
Squat.
I didn't know squat. And even to the day, I go, I don't know anything. I tell
You
people all the
could
time.
lose a match and end up coming out of that match looking like $1 billion.
Yeah, and so for me, it's like fake. I hate that word.
Oh, I hate it.
You know,
that's trash.
There's people
really pisses me.
There's
off.
people like. Granted, I've only been training for 2 years, wrestling for 1. I mean, there's times where I sit up, my back hurts. You know what I mean? There's people who've been doing it for 30-plus years who can barely move half the time until they get into the ring, and then, boom.
As soon as those red lights come on, bam, you're all over.
You'll never know, but their bodies are aching.
That's
So
right.
anybody that calls it fake,
It's-
I tell them, come to training, come take a body slam, and then you tell me if it's fake what we do.
I tell them that if they think that's fake, how about they let the biggest guys out of the room pick them up and slam them onto the ring canvas just to see if it hurts.
The ring feels like, certain rings feel like taking a yoga mat, putting it on your deck out on your back porch, deck out there, and just falling back on it.
Yeah.
That's because
essentially
there's like,
what it
well,
is.
there's padding there. I said, not enough. It's barely an inch at most.
So if anybody's ever done high school amateur wrestling, this is the only thing you'll hear me disclose about a wrestling ring. I hate the trampoline. I'm going to break that myth right now. It is not a trampoline. It is it's a wrestling mat from like a high school gym. And I don't know if you've ever wrestled or done amateur wrestling. You know those mats are not very thick at all. That's the only back behind the scenes things I'll disclose when it comes to that.
You damn
That
straight.
that ring is metal, wood, and a thin wrestling mat, and that's
Damn
about
straight.
it.
Exactly.
I get on fire about these things
Oh, I do.
because
I do too. 'Cause I get tired of hearing people trying to say that's trampoline. I'm like,
yeah,
you're only saying that because you hear the noise and you think that
Yeah,
that's somehow
There's a
bouncy.
sound effect. I'm like, no.
yeah, but it's one of it's one of those things where I have my nitpicks and my gabs, but it's just
Hey, Mary.
Hi, Mom.
That's Johnny's mom and Mary chiming in the comments.
Oh, tell
But-
her so hi.
But yeah,
Max Steele says hi, Mary.
but when they try and say about the ring, it's because they don't want
They
to
don't
try and watch wrestling. They just want to gripe about wrestling. It's what
They
it is.
just don't want to see those that like anything enjoy something.
Yeah, I mean,
It don't matter what it is.
I mean, you have those people no matter what.
Exactly.
Like I said, when they come up and ask me questions and they ask me about Max Steel, who's Max Steel, who's this, who's the Max Steel is Max Steel.
Damn
Max
straight.
Steel's a savage. Max Steel's a hillbilly exterminator.
That's right.
I'm no people think people are gonna watch this on YouTube or listen to it. They're gonna see this video. They're gonna see me with a little bit of a smile. It's it's more of a jerk smile
Oh,
because
yeah.
I'm excited to hurt people. Like that's what this
Exactly.
is. I'm excited to step in the ring and hurt somebody.
What you're gonna be doing this
Which
Saturday
I'm
night
doing this
in the War
Saturday.
Games.
Sadly, Charlie Blanks has to be unbiased. Very, very unbiased. That's sadly. It's good to have somebody who's unbiased.
That's right.
But
Because
even
if they
then-
were biased, Roger Ruffin might have an issue.
Right, but even then, people ask Charlie Banks who he is. He's referee Charlie Banks.
That's
him in
right.
his everyday life. That's him. Same
Yeah.
thing for me. I'm Max Steel.
Damn straight.
These cameras are going to go off. I'm going to leave out of here, and
And he's still gonna be Max
and I'm
Steel.
still going to be the same. Still going to be the same guy. I'm still going to be the. Some people, once again, don't swear much. People call me an asshole, and that's fine. I'm still going to be the same asshole when I leave out of the studio. That people
That's
are gonna
right.
those people were like, you're going to have them.
Because that's who you
I'm
are.
like, Max Steel, that guy's a jerk sometimes, It's because I'm unfiltered. I say whatever I want because, look at me. Who's going to stop me from saying
You
it?
damn straight.
Exactly.
And that's what it is at the end of the day. And so when you guys mention that, it's like the unreal stuff.
Yeah, and the
I'd rather-
real stuff
yeah.
is I didn't like it because even though there's some parts where you can tell that they're staging for views, I don't like it because they're basically
even-
pulling back the curtain to show you
I don't.
what's going on.
Yeah, I don't get into that reality TV because 90% of that's more faker than stuff you see anywhere. Reality TV. I use finger quotes for those listening because that's put on.
Now,
I tell people if you want to see reality in real wrestling, Northern Wrestling Federation, that's
Damn straight.
where to go.
Yes.
You want to see guys who don't really like each other. You'll never, and I mean never in a million years, see me out with any of these guys. Like I said, the Michael Montanas, Beck Reeves, Wildcat Chris Harris, SOB, all those guys. I don't like them. That's
You're not going to be going to Applebee's for dinner. After.
You
Yeah.
damn straight.
Honestly, if they're the last people on earth, and somebody's like for $1 million you have to go out to dinner with Beck Reeves. Well, I guess I'm not taking that $1 million because I don't like that guy.
That's right.
And I'm
You
not
might
gonna-
end up putting them through a table.
Right, and vice versa. He might put his hands on me too. We don't like each other.
But if he puts his hands on you, you already know what you're going to do to him.
But that's reality. You know what I mean? I don't like a lot of these guys. Like I said, the Beck Reeves, the Chris Harris's, the AJ Vest, the Nick Ultimas. I don't like those guys. The Pennsylvania
straight.
Smiths. I've had my run-ins with him. Anybody who I pretty much ran into ring-wise the past few years, I don't like them. I've made it very clear. Joe Pro, all those guys. I don't.
100%.
And you live by that
And I
day
live by
in,
that.
day out.
We're not friends. We're not.
That's right.
And even the guys I do like, still not going. We're not friends either.
That's right.
Max Steele's a recluse. I like staying to myself. That's just, it is what it is. I'm not going out to the bar with these guys anytime soon. I'm not.
Damn
hanging out with
straight.
them. And so, like I said, when people call me and go, "Oh, are you here?" See my wrestling shows. Are you heel or a babyface? I'm not either. I'm Max Steel.
That's right.
I'm the Savage.
Damn
Once
straight.
again, whether you like me or don't like me, that's completely up to you.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't like me, and at the end of the day, they don't sign my paychecks. Roger Ruffin does.
Exactly.
So, at the end of the day, they don't. I don't care what those people think.
Who are some opponents that you've not fought yet that you want to fight?
That's a good question.
That's a great one. I'm gonna go with Andrew Reed, 100%.
Good choice.
Even though him and I are technically on the same side, Nasty Russ, somebody, I want to. If I could step in the ring with a 20-year vet, I'm going to. And once again, that's one of those things. Like, it'll be a learning experience just for me, and not even necessarily in our company. There's a few other people outside of our company I want to, I would like to step in the foot ring with, I know Carson Drake. I've met Carson Drake. He's one. Star Rider, who he is with the NWF.
Yep.
Star Rider. JJ. I haven't.
JJ Lawson.
I haven't stepped 1-on-1 in the ring with him. It was a very brief tag match where he turned his back on Hillbilly Billy. But him, there's a few. There's quite a few. Ethan Heyer,
Ooh, that'd be a good match.
Yeah, I think that'd be a real David Goliath match,
You
There's
and Nick Depp.
Yeah, Nick Depp. I wouldn't mind stepping in the ring with him, There's a lot of guys, like I said, who I got to meet, I mean, just not to make this, not to be this guy, but, obviously I would like to step in the ring with guys like Jack Vaughn, Lord Cruz, the Aaron Williams, I mean.
So many great
Somebody,
opponents.
and I'm going to be this guy, and I don't really care because, once again, I told you guys I'm an a-hole.
Yeah.
I eventually want to work my way up. Well, I wrestle somebody like Matt Cardona. That's somebody who I've been watching, who I've watched on, I watched as a kid, and I get to see real. I feel like you're seeing the real Matt Cardona now. And that's why that's somebody who I want to wrestle. And anybody who, stepped in the locker room with me, who sees me and goes, I want to match with that guy, that's why I want to wrestle. I want to wrestle anybody and everybody that I possibly can.
Oh, yeah.
That way I can say I've done it.
That's the way it should be.
Like I said, I want to step in the ring with those guys. There's not too many names I can think off the top of my head that are like, these are my list. Because I still have a long way to go. And I'm not naive, once again. I know that. I'm not ready to step in the ring with the guys. I want to. But I'm not ready to step in the ring.
First, you got to build up those reps.
Yeah, I'm not ready to step in the ring with Jack Vaughn, Aaron Williams, Ward Crew, and all them. I want to. Those are the guys that are on my list.
In the
Like I said,
future.
I want to work. Carson Drake too. He's somebody I want to work to that. I have goals.
And down the line.
Down the line, those
One
are
day.
the guys I want to see. Those are the guys I want to.
And I can tell you, a dream match would have been you and Yokozuna turning it up.
That would be forever a dream match. There's tons of other guys who I look up to. Like the Yokozunas, the Umagas.
I can see it.
Those guys. I like watching those. I mean,
I see you, and I see some Keith Lee.
I do too.
that's somebody who I liked watching. I used to love watching Keith Lee because I'm like, God, it's a big guy. He can do little guys. Him, Jacob Fatu also. Those two, they're too big. I like watching the big guys who shouldn't be able to move as fast and big as they are. And people go, God, that guy is just.
Especially Jacob.
Yeah, but Keith Lee for sure is one of those guys. Just being as big as he is, he shouldn't be able to hit, a moonsault. Like, he shouldn't be able to bounce from the second to the top for a moonsault.
like
He's
that.
as big as he is.
Kind of like guys like Big Van Vader.
Yeah, Vader,
Not only jumping
Taz,
from the
too.
second to the top, he jumps and spins before he hits that top.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
And once again, I like watching the other guys too. I like watching, the Bret Harts. Once again, my favorite match will forever be, Bret Hart, Yokozuna, WrestleMania 9.
Good match.
I like watching the Bret Harts. Those guys.
David versus Goliath has always been one of the greatest stories in wrestling.
Yeah, Razor. Razor Ramon is probably one of my favorite ones to watch too.
Cool. Yes.
It's machismo.
I mean, my dad. I think my dad to watch some of the old wrestling I did too. If you're gonna watch this stuff, you gotta watch some of the old stuff and show me the Razor Ramones and explain wrestling history and stuff like that. And then, you go to where I lived at in California. You go to the swap meet. It's like a big Traders World. I mean, that's exactly what Traders World is out here.
Traders.
It's a fun thing to do on a Saturday afternoon, and in California, Lucha Libre is a big one. So my first independent wrestling show, I tell people, it was Lucha. I remember seeing Luchadors, and I'm like, this is so cool. And I remember seeing, I was watching something and just learning the history of like Luchadors and their mask and stuff like that, and there was an old guy sitting next to me explaining it to me. It was $5 to get into the show, mind you.
Yeah.
And so it's just watching stuff like that. Wrestling's been around me. For a while, I was like, I want to be a professional wrestler, and I let people talk me down from it. I was like, all right. I was in high school. I was like, I'll do the NFL thing. I wasn't that good to be in the NFL. I'll do the baseball thing. I was always better at baseball than I was football, 100%. Did the amateur wrestling, did the very, very minimal mixed martial arts and stuff like that. And then, I was going to join the military after high school. Fun fact, I was going to join the Marine Corps.
Nice.
And I did not meet the credentials, which, it's nobody's fault but mine, I guess, the way the Lord made me. Put it that way, no bad blood or anything like that. I respect it. I have two brothers. I'm going to say their names. Sam and Manuel, they both just got back from the military.
Shout out to them.
One was in the Marine Corps, one was in the Navy.
Thank them for their service.
Yeah. Oh, I do all the time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come from a very, they're great human beings. They had to live my dream a little bit. But it kind of really wasn't my dream. It was like a backup plan. So I don't think I would have given my all. And then I got the thing for professional wrestling. I went, all right, this is it. Yeah. My time, when I turned 18, I wasn't supposed to join. I wasn't supposed to join the military for a reason. I wasn't supposed to join wrestling at 18. I don't think I would have taken it so seriously. 18-year-old Max wasn't mature yet then. I would have probably slacked off a bit and made excuses and not know what I was supposed to do.
It's a good thing now you're self-aware and you
Damn
realize
straight.
looking back is like, okay.
Yeah, and like I said, now
It wasn't a no, but it was a not now.
yeah, I mean, and sometimes I can go back in the time machine. Granted, it wasn't all that long ago. Go to 18-year-old Max. Go, dude, just wait, bro. And little do you know, one of the guys you grew up watching on TV, Wildcat Chris Harris, you're gonna be standing across the ring from. You don't like him now, but you'll be standing across the ring from.
That's right.
Guys.
And can you believe we've been on here 2 hours?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is about that time where we say our goodbyes.
Yes, sir.
We'll let
I'm going to go first, and then we let our guests do it. That's usually how we go, and then Johnny will close this out. Everybody in the comments, Max, Chumley, gentlemen, thank you for your expertise, letting us do your thing.
Thank you.
We're going to try to be there this weekend. Even though it is in Ohio. No, I'm kidding. I'm from there. Everybody watching, stay nice now. Either one of you two can go first. Say say something. Let us know how we can find you, your socials, and
Yeah, you can find me on my socials. Actually, let me pull up my socials real quick. That's probably bad that I don't know them off the top of my head.
Hey, that's all right.
On Facebook, you can find me Max Steel, MaxSteel. On
that's one X, yeah.
Yeah, it's 1X. On Instagram, you can find me at Max_Steel_wrestling. You can find me like that on Twitter, and email is pretty much the same. MaxSteelWrestling@gmail.com. Probably shouldn't throw that one out there actually.
Because now you're going to get a bunch of spam
Now I'm in a bunch
emails.
of spam emails. People like, blah, blah, blah.
What you doing?
No
You can
spam
also-
emails. Promoters only.
Yeah, promoters only.
That's right.
You can message me on Max Steel account for that one.
Works too.
But You can catch me at the Northern Wrestling Federation, especially this Saturday, August 16th. Doors open 4:30, bell time 6:30. Summer Sizzler, Thomas More Stadium, Florence, Kentucky. Summer Sizzler. I'll be in a War Games match. You guys come watch me at War Games.
You guys can get me at my Chumley Banks account on Facebook. That's about all I really have right now in terms of socials.
Yeah.
I got the email. I believe it's bookrefchum@gmail. Promoters.
Promoters only.
I'm available. You guys can catch me this weekend. Thomas More Stadium, the Summer
Hell
Sizzler,
yeah.
August 16th. It's gonna be a fun one. Make sure you guys get your tickets now.
Yes.
Hell yeah, guys. I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Max Steele, for giving us time out of your day.
Thank
Come
you for
down here and
having me.
promote. Chum Lee, thank you for coming with him.
Yeah, of course. Thank
John
you guys.
Johns, always great to have you, brother.
You're welcome, cousin.
And guys, I just want to say stay nice. And if you're not having fun,
You ain't getting none.
down Skippy. Yeet, yeet.
Nice Guy Andy podcast.
That ain't what your mama said.
He keeps popping off at the mouth. I'm going to be his daddy.
I usually try to throw those in throughout the show, but
You guys go on your little rinky-dink bullshit podcast.
hey,
Watch the Nice Guy Andy podcast.
We out.